Have you ever noticed how some bikes seem like they were born to conquer anything highways, muddy trails, steep hills, and still cruise home without breaking a sweat? But here's the twist. A few of these adventure giants are sitting abandoned in showrooms, collecting more dust than an old treadmill in the garage. They're like that jacket you swore you'd wear someday but never do. Everyone praises them. Everyone says they'd love to have one. Yet when it's time to actually ride, crickets. They're left waiting for owners who never show up. It's like a movie with a great hero who never got their big scene full of potential, but forgotten on the sidelines. In today's video, I'm going to tell you the story of 5 adventure bikes that were ready to own the open road, but ended up as showroom decorations. I'll break down why they deserve a lot more respect than they get, and maybe even a second chance. Stick with me until the end. You might just discover the hidden gem you've been looking for. And remember, if you think motorcycles are just machines, today's list is going to prove they've got a bit of heart too. Let's dive in. BMW F750 GS. The BMW F750 GS arrived with all the prestige of a premium adventure bike, but somehow ended up playing a supporting role in its own movie. It was marketed as the accessible GS, which on paper sounded perfect. The DNA of BMW's legendary adventure line, but lighter, simpler, and more affordable. The catch? Despite the 750 badge, many riders swore it felt closer to a 650, which caused plenty of confusion. Instead of the chest-thumping punch of bigger GS models, the 750 was designed to be smoother, more predictable, and a reliable long-haul companion. Comfortable ergonomics, solid stability, and that unmistakable BMW sense of confidence made it a fantastic partner for touring and light off-road. But here's the problem. In a market obsessed with big numbers, flashy screens, and aggressive styling, the F750 GS sat awkwardly in the middle, too tame for hardcore adventurers, too premium for budget riders. The result? It faded quietly into the background. Despite its strength's refined handling, smooth engine, and premium build quality, it never caught fire on YouTube reviews, never became the bike in the adventure scene, and ended up forgotten in inventory. Which is a shame, because riders who give it a chance usually come away surprised. It may not wow you at first glance, but it wins you over mile after mile. The F750 GS is that quiet friend who turns out to be the most reliable one you know. And today, it's a premium adventure bike that can be had at a surprisingly good value if you're willing to look past the spec sheet. Kawasaki Versys X300. When the Versys X300 launched, it had "Gateway to Adventure" written all over it. Compact engine, tall suspension, rugged styling. It looked like a mini Versys 650 that had been hitting the gym. It was light, agile, easy to handle, and surprisingly capable for touring and gravel back roads. For new riders wanting to step into the ADV world, it should have been a slam dunk. But here's where perception killed potential. In the US, a 300 badge makes a lot of riders shrug it off immediately. Too small, they say, without realizing this bike could punch well above its weight class. It could eat up miles comfortably, sip fuel, and handle rough roads with ease. Unfortunately, the price point wasn't much lower than bigger bikes. And for that reason, many riders simply skipped over it in favor of more displacement or more recognizable names. The end result? The Versys X300 became one of those bikes that only a handful of riders know and love. Walk into the right dealership today, and you might still find one tucked away in the back, sparkling clean, waiting for someone to notice it. If you care about function over flash, this is the kind of bike that rewards you for ignoring the hype. Not flashy, not trendy, but dependable. And honestly, way more capable than most people give it credit for. Triumph Tiger 900 GTO in paper. The Triumph Tiger 900 GT should have been a superstar. Premium British pedigree, sleek styling, a feature-packed electronic suite, and a silky smooth triple engine. Adjustable suspension, a full-color TFT display, riding modes, it checked every box. The Tiger 900 GT was designed to be the perfect blend of touring comfort and adventure capability. And yet, it never quite took off. Why? Because it fell into the almost perfect trap. Too polished to look rugged, too refined to feel raw, and too expensive to win over bargain hunters. Riders looking for pure adventure lean toward 1,200cc beasts with brute force, while practical riders stuck with Japanese models offering reliable performance at a lower cost. That left the Tiger 900 GT stranded in the middle, admired but rarely. Chosen. It's like a $100 bottle of wine. Everyone agrees it must be great, but when it's time to order, they stick with the familiar beer. Triumph also has a reputation for letting their bikes sell themselves instead of blasting the market with aggressive marketing. That works for some models, but not this one. So the Tiger 900 GT, despite being refined, comfortable, and loaded with tech, became a showroom sleeper. For the rider who appreciates sophistication and long-distance comfort, it's still a hidden gem just waiting for the right person to appreciate it. Yamaha Super Tenor 1200. The name alone carries weight. The Super Tenor sounds like something out of legend, and the bike lived up to it. Big, imposing, rugged, and dependable, the Super Tenor 1200 was Yamaha's ultimate long-distance adventure machine. With its torquey parallel twin-engine, rock-solid reliability, and touring comfort, it was built to cross continents without complaint. For a while, it held strong as the alternative to the German heavyweights. Riders praised its comfort, durability, and Yamaha's proven dependability. But as the years passed, the competition evolved at breakneck speed. TFT dashboards, hill start assist, advanced traction control, multiple riding modes, you name it, they brought it. Meanwhile, the Super Tenor stayed mostly the same. Dependable, yes. But flashy? Not even close. In today's tech-driven market, soul and reliability don't move bikes off the showroom floor the way flashy gadgets do. And so, the Super Tenor slowly slipped into obscurity. But let's be clear, outdated doesn't mean weak. It's still a tank of a motorcycle, capable of racking up miles with bulletproof confidence. For riders who want substance over screen time, it might just be the best-kept secret in adventure touring. Benelli TRK 502X. The Benelli TRK 502X came in swinging with aggressive looks, solid suspension travel, and the promise of affordable adventure touring. It looked the part, felt substantial, and delivered a surprisingly comfortable and capable ride. For a mid-sized DV bike, it ticked most of the boxes. But Benelli has always struggled with one thing: reputation. In the US, many riders hesitate. When it comes to brands outside the Big Four, Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, or established Europeans like BMW and Triumph, concerns about parts, service, and resale value have haunted Benelli for years, no matter how solid the product might be. On top of that, the TRK 502X landed in a crowded market. Riders looking for entry-level adventure bikes had smaller, cheaper options. Those looking for full-size capability went for bigger flagships. The TRK 502X was stuck in between, appealing to neither group strongly enough. The result? Many sat untouched in dealerships, overlooked despite being more than capable. Which is ironic, because riders who've given it a chance know it's rugged, surprisingly refined, and an absolute workhorse. It just never got the attention it deserved. For the right rider, though, it's a steal. Aggressive styling, practical comfort, and a genuine adventure spirit at a fraction of the price of its rivals. All it takes is someone willing to ignore the nameplate and focus on the ride. Closing thoughts, though. There you have it. 5 adventure bikes built to tackle the world, yet left gathering dust instead. Machines designed for freedom, now waiting like unsent letters full of stories, but missing their rider. The lesson? Just because a bike isn't trending on Instagram or hyped on forums doesn't mean it isn't worth your time. Sometimes the best rides are the ones hiding in plain sight, overlooked and underrated. And who knows, your next great adventure might just begin on one of these forgotten giants. Now it's your turn. Which of these bikes have you owned, dreamed about, or spotted sitting in a dealership corner? Drop your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if you enjoyed this ride through motorcycle history, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend who thinks good bikes don't exist anymore. Because trust me, great bikes never die. They just wait for someone who sees beyond the dust.